On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched a joint military operation against Iran. The mission had a name, Operation Epic Fury. The operation was swift, aggressive, and overwhelming. Massive airstrikes, coordinated drone attacks, wave after wave, targeting Iranian military assets, defense infrastructure, and leadership positions deep inside the country. In one of the attacks, they managed to eliminate Ayatollah Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader. Everyone was waiting for Iran to be on its knees, but Iran did not back down. The resilience that Iran has shown throughout this conflict has genuinely caught the world off guard. And perhaps no one is more caught off guard than Donald Trump himself. As of today, 47 days have passed, and this conflict is still not over, and this is hurting Trump's image. Because if you remember, Trump did not just campaign as a tough guy, he campaigned as the anti war president. He famously claimed that once he is back in power, he would end the Russia Ukraine war fast. Some said within 24 hours. Well, we all know how that went. Russia and Ukraine are still at war, and here's the most telling part: nobody is even talking about it anymore. It has quietly faded from headlines, replaced by the next crisis, the next conflict, and the next emergency. Trump did not end that war, he just moved on. And now, with Iran refusing to budge, the same pattern is emerging again. The bold claims, the tough talk, the reality that does not quite match the promise. Now, Donald Trump has announced a full naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Here, you can see his post on Truth Social. Effective immediately, the United States Navy, the finest in the world, will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, we will reach an all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out. So his strategy is either the Strait of Hormuz is open to everyone or it is closed to everyone. No selective passage, no favorites. See, Iran was playing it smart. It was selectively allowing Chinese, Indian, Pakistani ships to pass through the strait. By blocking the strait completely, Trump has tried to snatch this leverage of Iran, which was keeping their allies at ease. But reports are emerging that few vessels have successfully crossed the strait since the blockade was declared, raising serious questions on the effect of the blockade. As of today, Donald Trump and JD Vance are saying that peace talks with Iran could restart in a couple of days, and they are hinting towards the end of the war. But there are signs that shows that this conflict might escalate as well. After the failure of the peace talks in Islamabad, Pakistan has reportedly sent 13,000 soldiers, 10 to 18 fighter jets, and missile interceptors to Saudi Arabia, as they have a defense pact in place. And around 10,000 soldiers are already stationed in Saudi Arabia. This shows that the Saudi is clearly preparing in case there is an attack from Iran. On the other hand, despite the talks between Lebanon and Israel, the latter continues to bomb Lebanon day after day and looks like they are in no mood to stop. But amid all this pressure, Trump did something crazy. He went on to Truth Social and posted an AI generated image of himself portrayed as Jesus Christ, healing someone, hands outstretched, holy light, and everything. No context, no explanation, just that. And it backfired immediately and spectacularly. The internet erupted. Critics, world leaders, religious groups, and even die-hard MAGA supporters. The base that has stood by Trump through impeachments, indictments, and every controversy in between drew the line here. Comparing yourself to Jesus Christ, it turns out, does not go down well even with your most loyal followers, particularly when a large chunk of that base is deeply religious. Some even calling this as an act of blasphemy. When asked by media on why he did so, he gave this explanation.
Depiction. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support, and only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor, making people better.
I don't think anyone has bought this, but ultimately he had to do something he rarely does. He deleted the post. Earlier in this conflict, Trump and his administration had already attempted to inject religion into the war narrative. There were deliberate efforts to frame Operation Epic Fury as a holy war, using religious language with the military, painting this conflict as something beyond geopolitics, something sacred. And this might be just another desperate attempt to push such narrative among the people of America. Or maybe Donald Trump genuinely considers himself as a holy figure. Who knows? Because he did not stop here. He found the time and energy to get into a feud with the Pope. Yes, the Pope, the leader of over 1.4 billion Catholics worldwide. Let me tell you what happened. Amid this ongoing war with Iran, Pope Leo criticized the war and emphasized towards the peace, saying that God does not bless any conflict. But hearing this, Donald Trump went all ballistics. Here is what he posted. Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. And I don't want a pope who criticizes the President of the United States because I'm doing exactly what I was elected to do. He did not stop here. He went on saying he was not on any list to be pope and was only put there by church because he was an American. And they thought that would be the best way to deal with President Donald J. Trump. If I was not in the White House, Leo would not be in the Vatican. I mean, wow. Donald Trump genuinely thinks that the Pope has been selected in order to gain some leverage over him. I have never seen anyone, especially any world leader, using this type of language towards Pope. And this did not go unnoticed. Here you can see Italy's Meloni issue rare criticism of Trump after his attack on Pope. Giorgia Meloni have had a fairly good relationship with Donald Trump so far, as both being the right-wing leaders. But since Trump's comments were so harsh, she had to criticize him. Not just this, there was an MOU on defense and security cooperation between Italy and Israel. PM Meloni confirmed that as per the current circumstances, Italy will not be renewing this MOU with Israel, emphasizing for the urgent diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the conflict. And as expected, Trump did not take it well. And this is perhaps the most annoying thing about Donald Trump's leadership style. He is very volatile. He goes all in against anyone who criticizes him. It does not matter if you are a decades long ally, a trading partner, or the spiritual leader of 1.4 billion people. If you criticize Trump, you become the enemy. And this is exactly what separates a great geopolitical leader from the reactive ones. Instead of playing chess, he is getting into a slapping contest. This is a fundamental absence of geopolitical vision, choosing petty fights instead of the strategic wins. And clearly, the rate at which America is losing its allies, they will soon be left only with Israel at their bay. Well, that's all for today. If you like the content, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Thank you.